Hi guys, welcome back. As you may have deduced from the title, we've welcomed a new hamster into the home. His name is Sulley. If you follow us on Instagram or Twitter, you might have seen that we were trying to think of a name for him. And after actually designing his bin cage for him this weekend, and one of his hides in there is a little Frankenstein monster. So it kind of made me think of Monsters, Inc. And one of our favorite monsters from that movie is Sulley, so we decided to go with Sulley. Runner-up was probably Monty/Monster, but I think Sulley is a little bit more fitting for him. And he seems like an old soul, so like Sullivan is kind of, at least to me, like an older person name. So I think it's going to fit him nicely. But to continue on, we've made him a bin cage this weekend. Just kind of just sharing his cage with everyone. Kind of in the middle, there's a little making fun of critter trails that are way too small for hamsters. Not especially, but for all hamsters, but especially Syrians, as they can be quite large. And just how small they are, and how you should just not really buy one for your hamsters or really any small animals, unless it's like a travel/hospital cage. But yeah, so I don't really want to get into that right now. I just want to show his little bin cage that I worked on this weekend. I think that's about it. And if you have any questions, please comment down below, or something that you think that we missed or could add into Sully's little new habitat. Cleaning out the yard now that it's spring, and I notice in the shed I have this old bin that I used to use for storing hay. So this bin will now be my new hamster's new enclosure. So I have a soldering iron, and I just use that to melt the plastic to create a square, and then using a piece from a guinea pig fence. You might see them online. They're like rainbow. They're like green, red, yellow. Maybe there's a blue panel in there. Anyway, so I hacked off a piece of that. So this is going to be our ventilation. I'm just going to zip tie this and continue on to the next part. Alright, so the lid is on. We have the grid here zip tied. We've got 4 different spots attached to the rim, and then we also have it recessed here in the corner. So this is pretty on there securely. I'm pressing pretty hard, so he's not going to be able to get through that. And then it also overlaps a bit, so he won't be able to tuck in and get underneath that and out. In regards to substrate, I like to use aspen in all of my small animal enclosures. I feel like it, for one, adds a little bit of enrichment, and also helps with odor control. With the aspen, I do like to pair it with a paper bedding. So for this week, or until this is finished, I'm using the All Living Things paper bedding. And I believe, and don't quote me, I believe it's their generic version of the KT Clean and Cozy. I've never used the KT Clean and Cozy, so I'm not for sure, but it looks like it's basically about the same thing. I've used the pink one the last time for his quarantine tank. So, and I really like that. It was a little bit too fluffy, at least in my taste, but he really seems to like it, using for burrows and whatnot. So now I'm going to add about 2 to 3 more inches of bedding. So you can have about 3 to 4. You want at least to have about like 2 to 4 inches of bedding for your hamsters. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're probably thinking what I'm thinking. This is way too large for a hamster. There are plenty of other hamsters around the world that are living fine in the critter trail or happy tail cages that I see all over the internet. Why does my hamster need something this large? See, my hamster is in a critter trail, and he has room for all of his stuff. He's got his house, his wheel, his food, and his water. He's perfectly happy. As you can see, critter trails are not appropriate sizes for Syrian hamsters. This critter trail, I'm pretty sure, can fit about 3 times. If I line it up like this, will fit 3 times into this bin. And as you can see, those same 3 items in a much larger bin cage. Starting in this corner, we have his KT walk-up hide. I do add some holes into the top for ventilation, as it does get quite claustrophobic in these. And I do see a lot of like buildup of, I guess it'd be like urine or sweat, or I don't know what's in there, but I often see it get somewhat like cloudy. So I added some ventilation holes, and I haven't noticed anything of the like since. We've got his water bottle, his KT wheel. Now this is, I believe it's the 6 or 8 inch wheel. It is fine for him right now as he's still a baby, but we will be updating him as he grows to probably the 10 inch silent spinner, or we might go to a Wodent wheel or a 12 inch, but we still have some time to dig around and see which hide we'd like to, not a hide, what wheel we'd like to go with. We've got a hanging toy right here, so when the top is on, that will hang right about here in the cage. And that is actually a bird toy, his monster hide. We've got some Willow chews, his new loofah popcorn chew, another KT chew, and then some wooden blocks. And I think over here we'll add his new Whimsy chew, unless he wants to check it out. So these are actually dog chews, but they are safe for hamsters, and hamsters love them. Ooh. You want it? All right, so I'll give him that. And a PVC tube over here in the corner, so I have buried it a little bit. And then he has also just this cardboard tube right here in front. I do have to add a couple things to finish it off. So I had to hit the store here coming up. He needs still a litter box, and I'd probably add like a little shelf in there, and maybe start making some things out of popsicle sticks. But stay tuned, and we'll have another cage tour on him coming up. I turned the hide for him as he was trying to go behind it. So I turned it so you could go inside of it. And now he's stashing his food inside of it. Please don't crush yourself. And he's gone. Oh. And he's back. Hello, sir. I almost forgot, but on cage cleaning days is probably one of the only days that we actually get treats. So he's got a little donut to choose from. Okay, we're just gonna eat the dessert first, I guess. Yep, okay. And then some little, I think those are the Tiny Friend Farm little hearts, hamster hearts. And then we've got some dried mealworms. those there. He hasn't had those yet, so I'd be surprised if he took them at first. And back to our house. Right in.